Hi, I'm Jane Daley with LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Welcome to LaPorte County Live. Today we're going to talk with two segments in our because it's going to be National Library Week next week. We're going to talk with Mary Hedge and her crew from Read LaPorte County. And then later on in the show we'll talk with Fonda Owens and her crew from LaPorte County Public Library. Today with me I have Mary Hedge, Christine Rosario, and Michelle Shirk. So take it away, Mary, and tell us all about Read LaPorte County. We can all read, can't we?
Well, we'd like to think we could all read, and sometimes we assume that we do, but the national statistics tell us that that is not true. 20 to 25% of the adults in our nation cannot read in their own language, whether that's English or Spanish or something else.
Wow. That's pretty high.
And it's been that way for years. So that's partly what we do, is to help adults. But partly what we do is to help children, too. But when we were first formed, way back in 1987, exactly 26 years ago this month, we were formed with the purpose to help English-speaking adults increase their skills in reading. Because 20 to 25% of us as adults could not read at least at a 5th grade level, which is a functional level.
Okay, and if you can't read, you can't do much of anything else,
Can't use the computer well. You can't sometimes do math. Sometimes
You can't fill out an application for
right.
work. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So much depends
So
on
Read
reading.
LaPorte County Inc. is helping with that, and tell us about some of your programs you have out there.
As I said, we started with tutoring just adults who were English-speaking adults, but gradually we added all kinds of different ways of tutoring. We began to see that a lot of parents were calling us saying, couldn't you please tutor my child? My child is having trouble in school. And so we added tutoring children in reading outside of school time. Then we added tutoring children in school. And we added tutoring adults who were learning to speak English as well as to read in English. And throughout all of that, we added tutoring in math and tutoring in test taking, like people who wanted to pass the GED or an employment test. So we've increased our services greatly in these 26 years.
And now, does this happen at the library, or where can...
A lot of it does happen at the library. That's how we started out, was at LaPorte County Public Library. But now many of our tutors go to a school, to elementary schools, to middle schools, and we even have LaPorte High School tutors who go to elementary schools after school time now. So that's another program that's been added. That's our newest way of tutoring.
That's a win-win situation there.
It certainly is. Yeah, I hope so anyway.
Yeah.
And we've made some great progress with students in our schools. Just last month, one of our new tutors, after just a month of tutoring, a 7-year-old, was able to get him from F's in spelling to A pluses in spelling and A pluses in math only. Also.
And do you attribute that just to the one-on-one and just the concentrated effort?
The students that we take in the schools are those that need that extra push. They're usually not those in English as a second language classes or special ed, but somebody who's kind of falling through the cracks and needs some extra help.
Right, yeah.
So most of our students do pass to the next grade level. That's their goal, to be able to pass to the next grade level. Once in a while somebody is held back, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. And it's the same way with adults. Adults set their own goals, and many times they reach them, but sometimes they're just unable to for various reasons.
And I know that you partner with some other facilities in LaPorte County.
Yes.
Can you kind of tell us about some of those programs?
Well, we recently have been talking with Ivy Tech because they have a lot of students who would like to attend Ivy Tech, but they need some remedial type work ahead of time. So we are starting to get some students from Ivy Tech. Also with Work One, they in LaPorte have classes run by the Michigan City school system, and sometimes they have students who want to go to these classes, but they need extra literacy help before they can attend the classes. So those are a couple of ways that we get some of our students. We also have partners in our funding. We are a United Way agency. We became a United Way agency in 1993. And right now, we just learned on Monday this week that Bethany Lutheran Church of LaPorte Foundation, Inc. is going to also be one of our funders this year. So those are a couple of our big funding agencies right now.
Great. Wonderful. It's a great partnership.
Yes, we love to be involved with the community.
So I see on the screen we have your brochure up there and tell us a little bit about the tutors and what the need is. You probably don't need any tutors, do you?
We always have a waiting list of students, so we always need tutors. And the tutor that you see on the brochure on the right is Mary Dale Froney, who is tutoring an English as a second language student. In other words, a student whose first language was not English. And she still is one of our tutors. She currently has 2 Hispanic students who work, and they would like to get their GED. That's their goal now. They've been tutored for years, but now that their English skills are improved a little bit, they want to go on and get their GED, which of course gives them a better possibility for an even better job.
Sure. Yeah.
And then our brochure on the left is especially for those who want to volunteer with us. It gives a little bit more information about what we do and about what reading and literacy statistics are like. So people can open up that brochure where it says Join Read and read a lot more about us, more than what we have time to say today.
And so where can they get a hold of that brochure? How can they find out more? Is there a website that they can go to?
They can go to readlaportecounty.org. We're in the process of developing that website a little bit more. In fact, Christine, sitting beside me here, is one of the developers of that website. And Michelle, sitting by Christine, is doing Facebook. So you can go to our Facebook page also.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. And Michelle plays Scrabble too. So.
Well, I'm more organized Scrabble than
Now,
play Scrabble.
why is this important?
Why is our Scrabble tournament important?
Yeah.
Well, it's particularly important today because it's National Scrabble Day, actually.
Today is
National Scrabble Day. So
Who knew?
It's the perfect time to talk about this. But this is one of our Scrabble boards from our annual tournament, and this year's tournament is going to be our 10th tournament, actually. And Scrabble is important for a couple of reasons. For one thing, it's a great way to further your own literacy skills by coming up with different words and increasing your vocabulary. But beyond that, it's our major fundraiser for Read LaPorte County. So we always hold it the last Thursday in September, and this year that falls on September 26th. We've already started to nail the details in place for the event, so if you're interested, jot this down. We'll be at the Best Western LaPorte Plus Hotel and Conference Center again this year, and the doors open at 6:30. The first round starts at 7, and we usually have everybody out of there by 9. It's just a basic 2-game, 2-round Scrabble tournament, and players form teams of 2. If you don't have somebody who's interested in playing Scrabble, then we can always match people up. We have board members on hand, and we can fill up tables or fill up teams. So the cost to play Scrabble is $25 a person, but even if you don't have the funds for that, we typically have sponsorships available. So it's just a good time. We've got a silent auction usually going on in the background, and we've got people who are very, very serious about Scrabble
Yes.
and play every year, and then we have people that maybe haven't played in years before they set foot in
I see
the
people
place.
talking about this on Facebook just before the tournament, and how and it's become more and more popular. How many people do you think you have that come for this every year?
I believe last year we had right around 26 teams, and the year before that we had even more than that. So, and I would say maybe about half of those teams, if not more, have played before. We have some people that have played for years and years because it is a really good time. We've got free appetizers, we've got a cash bar, and we have some special awards beyond just highest game points. We have the highest scoring word. We're going to have a theme list because our theme this year is Fall into Reading. So we'll have a list of words that are themed, and if you can make those words, then you can win a prize in that way. So even if maybe you're not gonna win in the traditional way, there are opportunities to have fun and win a prize
Right.
and bid in the
And
silent
if you've never
auction.
played before, or if you feel like, well, I'm not a champion Scrabble player, they should come anyway.
They should
right?
come anyway, and
Yeah.
we always tell people if you just want to get a quick tutorial, we've got board members that are familiar with the game, and if people just show up 10 or 15 minutes early, we can usually give them a quick one-on-one refresher session so they know what they're doing.
Good idea. It's just like taking dance lessons before the ball. Right? Okay. Great. great.
Which I did not too long ago.
You did. And
I
Christine,
took a
what-
salsa lesson.
you did?
Yes.
Did you take the?
That was last Friday.
Yeah. And then did you do the salsa after?
And I did, and I had a great time.
Okay,
It was
we
fun.
kind of regress, but
Yeah.
that's all right. Christine, tell us a little bit about what you're doing with Read LaPorte County Inc.
Okay, well, I'm a board member. Been a board member for about 4 years now, 5 years, and then I'm also a tutor in the school program. So I tutor at Boston Middle School, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, usually a couple science classes, a couple reading classes. The teachers will designate which students they think will be most helped by reading, the extra reading help. And so I do that every year. But as part of my board activities, last year I was chairperson of our 25th anniversary celebration. And I think Mary mentioned we're 26 years now,
Yeah.
but last year was our 25th anniversary year. And so we planned a whole series of activities that year to kind of highlight what we were doing in the community. It was an extra push to get known. And then one of our goals was
Well, I think that push worked too, because I hear more and more about Read LaPorte County Inc. So will you carry some of those activities into this year also, do you think?
Well, let me tell you about one. I don't
Okay.
think we are going to carry into it, but it was a fun activity. And it's here's the outcome of that activity. You see here a busload of 6th and 7th graders, or maybe it was just the 7th grade. The teacher I was working with in reading was how would you say, very enthusiastic about getting kids to read more and more books.
Well, the kids look like they're enthusiastic there on
They
the bus
are,
too.
they are.
Yeah.
And the way we kind of set up a challenge for them and said as many kids who can read, and she set the goal, I can't remember what the goal was, would be rewarded with some kind of activity that they could choose. And we met with the students and they chose the field trip. That's pictured here to Barnes & Noble. And so we took all the students who met their goals, there were about 40, maybe a little bit more, between 40 and 50, on that field trip to Barnes & Noble. And we provided the bus, we provided the chaperones, we also provided some of the funds, because students needed money to buy books, right? The teacher also raised, I think, $500 from the LaPorte community. And the kids had a great time. We did that in March.
So she does the Scrabble tournament, and that's a fundraiser. And then you get donations, so you're telling me you need money.
Well, yes, of course.
You need
we
money.
always need
Okay.
money.
And so people should come out and do the Scrabble tournament. They should, and also, Mary, you're telling me that there's a waiting list for people.
Yes.
So that tells me that we need more tutors, we need more volunteers. So there is a need here. It's very important. This ties into the education in LaPorte County, and we hear a lot of stories about high school graduates going on to college, and it comes back to just that basic, can you read? Because if you can read, you can do all your other schoolwork. So, and I forgot to ask you about the spelling bee.
Yes, we will be participating. This isn't a read event, but it's something that we participate in. It's the Literacy Council Spelling Bee, which is May 2nd. And so I'll be spelling, and we have a team of folks that have agreed to play for us, and we'll see if we win.
Now, is this adults? Just adults?
It's adults.
It's okay.
It's
Okay,
a,
so
a corporate spelling bee.
that might be interesting. And so,
Yes.
do you get like people from different corporations challenging one another on this?
Well, it's been a couple years since I've done it. Is that right, Mary?
Yes, yes,
there's quite a few
corporations,
nonprofits.
organizations.
Okay. Well, that sounds like fun. Where's that going to be?
It is at the Silver Palace this year, and it is on May 2nd. The actual spelling bee begins at 6:30.
Okay. Well, that's right around the corner. All right.
I need to get studying.
Yeah, you have to bone up on that. Maybe you could go take some of Mary's classes.
Yeah.
So, Mary, you have a whole stack of books there that you
Yes.
brought along with you? Is
Yes. We just want to emphasize that we give our tutors training and materials before they just go in and meet with the student and decide what to do. So we have special books for tutors who are tutoring children, such as this one, Help a Child Learn to Read. For a tutor tutoring an English-speaking adult, we have another one. And for a tutor tutoring somebody in speaking English, a different one. And then, depending on their students' needs, they get curriculum to use with their student. There's a teacher's manual, such as this one, for use with an adult English-speaking person. And then the student gets a workbook and a student book. We also have special curriculum for those who are learning to speak English. And again, a teacher's manual and a student book and a student workbook. We also have the tutor assess the level of the adult student before they begin. And I brought the assessment book for the English as a second language person. It's easy to use. The tutor puts this in front of him or her. It says exactly what to say, and then they relate this to what the student will be talking about. And then the level is judged, and then the curriculum is given out accordingly. The library also has a section called a new readers section in a nice new area on the atrium on the mezzanine in LaPorte. And that's another place where tutors can go to get supplementary materials. And we also help out by handing out some other supplementary materials besides those that I'm showing here today. So there's a lot of standard materials as well as a wide variety of choices that a teacher as a tutor could use.
Well, it's all very interesting. It's all needed desperately.
Yes.
And it's been around for 25 years. Who knew? Is there anything more you want to add with, yeah, Christine's?
Yeah, because I didn't get to say in that 25th year, we had 2 excellent training sessions for our tutors. One that focused on the ESL, teaching English as a second language, and one that focused on students who have dyslexia, which is a reading disability. And we were very happy. We had good funding that year to offer these all-day workshops. And then we were able to invite teachers from the districts, both Michigan City and LaPorte. We invited parents, so we had a real good turnout, as well as our tutors.
Wonderful.
And we're happy to do that whenever we can, so that we get more parents and more teachers involved in the tutoring with us.
And basically what we need in order to do that, again, is more funding, because we did have these paid all-day presenters. One thing that people can do is to donate to us. In the Unity Foundation is Friends Helping Friends Give Day. And that is coming up on the 26th and the 27th. There's a big event at the Blue Chip on the 27th. But people can begin donating to Unity Foundation funds beginning at 6 a.m. on Friday the 26th. So there's a postcard being shown right now on a few of the details on how to do that. Or you could go to the Unity Foundation website and remember, read LaPorte County Inc. when you're doing your donations.
Right, and then the donations, they kind of invest some of that and grow
They
it,
do.
and so it's all good. And again, it's working with a local entity. So we love those partnerships.
Yes, we do. We all benefit from them.
All right, very good. What else do we have?
I have one last thing I
Okay.
wanted to add for those who might be interested in helping us with our need for tutors. We actually do have a 4-hour training session that's coming up. It's on May 4th, and it's going to be in the large meeting room of the LaPorte County Public Library. And that starts at 10 a.m. and we'll be going till about 2. And Mary's going to be talking about adult tutoring and ESL tutoring.
So if somebody's interested, can they just show up, or do they need to call and make a reservation? Or
You know, we are not going to turn away an enthusiastic tutor
Yes.
at the door. However, it would be helpful for us if you'd RSVP so we would know to have enough food and other things. And the phone number for Reed is 219-325-0875.
so even if you're not sure you want to do that, but you have some interest in it, you should come.
You should
right?
come.
It's 4 hours out of your life that might be very meaningful to somebody else's.
And
So-
if you need one more reason to come, we are going to be having Jimmy John sandwiches because they have kindly,
right.
the LaPorte branch has kindly donated sandwiches to us for the event, and Mary will be picking up some other food, and it's going to be great.
Wonderful. That's good. Yeah.
And we also have a need for more board members. And that's another thing that you might consider doing if you want to be a volunteer, and maybe tutoring isn't for you, or maybe that schedule of having to meet with somebody at one time every week. We meet as a board once a month on the first Wednesday of the month at 5:30.
What does a board member need to do, or what is your
They
function?
need
What's
to
your
help
mission?
us get more students and tutors and more funding.
Okay.
So we work on activities to do that.
Okay. So if you're not a tutor, but you're an organizer,
We could use you.
yeah. So get a hold of Mary at the library. And the number is?
It's 219-325-0875. You can also send us a message through our Facebook page if you're on Facebook. And there are actually two Read LaPorte County Facebook pages. You want the one with ink.
Read LaPorte County Inc.
Okay, that's it. That's it. The Read LaPorte County Inc. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Read LaPorte County Inc. Mary, Christine, and Michelle. Very interesting and a huge need in the county. So again, thank you. This is LaPorte County Live. Welcome back to LaPorte County Live. Now in this segment we're going to talk with people from the LaPorte County Public Library. Next to me is Fonda Owens. She's Executive Director. And next to her is Elizabeth Johnson, Extension Service Manager. And next to her is Heather Chaddock, Youth Service Librarian. Now, of course, as we all know, the library is a place to be really quiet and just read a book, right?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well, what's the library of today like?
Well, the library of today is a little different than the library of the past. We do expect people to behave appropriately, of course.
Okay.
And not be too loud.
Well, you have to do
but-
that in McDonald's too.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. But the library is a place for the community, and so there's lots of activities that go on there every day, and reading is a key part of it. We have a new mission this year. We went through a strategic planning process last year, and our new mission is the LaPorte County Public Library is the center of community life with a focus on reading, lifelong learning, and public involvement.
I like that.
I like that too. I like that a lot. I think it's
Yeah.
very exciting because things have changed and change quickly now with technology, and we try to stay up to date, and we'd like to respond to the community and what they need. And for us, I don't know if you're aware of this, Jane, but the LaPorte County Public Library serves 17 of the 21 townships in LaPorte County. There are other library districts. So Michigan City Public Library is a separate unit from us, as is Westville, La Crosse, and Wanata.
Okay.
But
do you work?
we do work.
You work with them.
We do work
Well,
with
so
them.
we have a partnership
We
here.
have a partnership.
All right.
We have, in library speak, it's called a reciprocal borrowing agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't try to say that
Yeah,
3
don't.
times.
And what does that really mean? It means that if you live in the Michigan City Public Library District, you can come to the LaPorte County Public Library and get a card and borrow materials as if you were in our district. And people who live in our district can come
That's
here
great.
to Michigan City and do the same.
That's great.
Right,
That's wonderful.
right. So
Right.
we have the whole county is served
Yes.
in that manner, and it's just wonderful. So.
Yeah. Okay. So you're really trying to get this new mission out there, and how are you doing that?
Well, we are doing that by developing partnerships. We've had partnerships with the school system for a long time. We have had a long partnership with Read LaPorte County, who was on a few minutes ago. We are a member of the LaPorte County Literacy Council, which is a part of Healthy Communities. And, you know, I know that Reed is hoping to win, but the library has won.
Ooh, is
3
there?
times.
Are they throwing down a challenge?
We
here?
yes, we are. If we had,
You heard it here. All right.
they can try.
Uh-oh. There you go. Okay. Well, that may be throwing down a challenge for some of our people out there that are watching today.
Sure. You know,
Don't let the library get away with this.
the registration period for the spelling bee is extended until April 25th, I believe. So if you haven't gotten a team together yet, there is plenty of time. And do you have a team yet for the visitors? Come on, we know you can spell, Jane.
Maybe. There is a challenge there now, isn't there? Okay. All right. All right. I'll work on that. Get one of our best
yes.
spellers. That'd be, I don't know who that'd be. But not me.
It's such a fun event, though, for such a great cause.
Well,
that
Jimmy John's is going to be there, right?
It really does it. Not for the spelling.
No,
bee.
that's the Scrabble. Okay.
That's Scrabble.
Okay. Do we have a?
There will be refreshments
Oh.
at the spelling bee.
I'm there.
Absolutely,
All right.
there is. So it's just a fun time. You can have a team, 3 or 4 people. There's refreshments.
So are you
there's-
telling me that the new LaPorte County Public Library is a fun place to be? A fun place to go?
That is what I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. And now, you told me just before the show that the bookmobile started in the hills of Kentucky on the back of a horse.
That is correct.
That was the bookmobile.
Well,
went through the mountains.
That's how mobile library service got started. You know,
Now,
if you
and do
wanna-
you have a mobile library?
Oh, we
service?
we do. And let's see, the current vehicle, I think we've had that for how many years?
I think it'll be 5
5.
in the spring.
So, the birthday of the bookmobile is coming up in May.
Okay.
Because when I first started at the library, we had a different vehicle than we have now. So if you've seen the current one, it's very colorful and bright. It's blue and orange and yellow. And someone asked me,
Does it say library on it anywhere, or how can
it
people?
says mobile library on it.
Mobile library.
Mobile
Okay.
library,
And will
LaPorte
people
County
see
Public
that
Library.
like driving around in their neighborhoods, or?
Yes, they will. And you will see us at preschools, daycares, assisted living facilities, some of the private schools, homeschool families use that service a lot, and the mobile library has everything on it. Elizabeth can talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Well, next week is the ball is passed. Next week is National Library Week, and part of that is National Bookmobile Day, is Wednesday the 17th. And so, as part of that, the Bookmobile staff has been kind of researching all the bookmobiles that have come before us in the library system. We've had a bookmobile service in LaPorte County since the 1940s. So we found pictures of about 8 different vehicles or so, I think, as they've been doing their research, which is kind of cool. And we actually have a display of photos up in the display case at the main library in LaPorte. So if people want to remember the bookmobile from ages gone by, if they want to go and see if they recognize one of the photos, that's up there. But it's a really great service, and it started out kind of being called the bookmobile, but we've kind of transitioned into calling it the mobile library, because like any of our other libraries that are part of our system, they have books, of course, for all different ages, but we have music CDs, we have games, we have movies, we have pretty much anything you would find at one of our other
Libraries.
any of our other 7 locations you'll find on the mobile library. And it's a great service. You can register, and it's a full service branch as well. A lot of people don't know that. But you can go on, you can return stuff, you can check stuff out, you can register for a library card if you don't have one. They're having our schedule up on the screen right now, so you can see all the places we go. We have 3 different schedules we do every year, one in winter, one in summer, and one in fall. So we kind of change up where we go. We have, this current schedule has about 68 different stops on it, all around the 17 townships where we go. As Fonda mentioned, we go to preschools. That's a big
partnership we have. We go to 15 different ones throughout LaPorte County. We do story times. We take our winter reading program. We just took that back in February when we had that and had great participation. So yeah, it's really a great opportunity to take the library service out to people who might not have trouble getting to an actual building.
Yeah, or if they're homebound.
Right.
And that's important for those people too.
Well, speaking of homebound, we have another service, and it wasn't on our topic list today, but I think it's important to mention. It's called our doorstep delivery service.
Mm-hmm.
And that really is for people who have mobility issues, and that runs out of the Extension Department, which Elizabeth manages, so she can give you some
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well,
I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
a great service, and it's for those folks who have a really big mobility issue as far as getting into a building. It's a very individualized and personalized service. We'll have somebody call us up, and we'll talk with them, find out what do you like. We have we can take any of the library's materials to them, magazines, books, movies, music, whatever they like. And some people just get one book for that month, and other people will get like 30 or 40 books on CD because they'll do one a day.
Sure.
So whatever they like, we go to their home, we drop their stuff off, we'll bring them a new set and take the old set back, check it back in. They get the materials for a month. Some people will give us very specific lists of things down to author and title and series order. Other people said, well, I didn't like what you got me last time, bring me this. Or they'll say, I really liked what you got me last time, bring me 20 more just like that.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but it's really a personalized service, and we really love, again, continuing to bring the library to folks who maybe can't get to our buildings anymore.
That's a wonderful program. And how do people get in touch with you?
If they call our main library in LaPorte, which is at 219-362-6156, and ask for doorstep delivery, we'll have somebody talk with them and get them signed up.
That's fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much all that's going on in the library then? Nothing for kids or anything?
Hardly.
We'll let Heather talk about that.
Right now we're actually preparing for the summer reading program. Sign up for that starts May 1st, and it's all through, recording your books is through our website, laportelibrary.org. You can log in starting May 1st and create a username for yourself or for your child. And then as the summer goes on and you read your books, you can log in anytime and enter the books that you've read. So summer reading is really exciting for us. It's kind of the time of year that we gear up to welcome all the kids into youth services in the teen department, especially because during the school year, we're working with the schools, coordinating with them and trying to offer programming that supports the curriculum. But in the summer, they're ours, and we get to offer a lot of really special programming
And
during
do you
the
think
summer.
it's important to read for kids, especially during the summer? Or do you think they should just take 3 months off and
No.
hang out? Oh, you think they should read?
They really should read. There's a
And
phenomenon.
why is that?
There's a phenomenon called summer slide, which sounds like fun, but it is not. That is when kids lose the learning that they've gained during the school year just from not using it, basically. So there's actually been studies. There was a 2010 study out of Dominican University that proved what everyone has suspected for a long time, that summer reading programs in public libraries actually increase reading ability in public students. So
So you're saying the kids that read are ready to go back to school in the fall and pick right up where they left
they're more
off.
motivated to read. Teachers notice that they're more comfortable, they have more fun with it, and they perform better on reading assessment tests than children who do not participate in summer reading programs. So it's huge. It's a really important thing that we do.
It's
So
huge. It's important, and it's also fun.
It's also fun.
And
yes.
how many books does a child need to read in the summer?
Well, to be eligible for prizes, we set up a system where for every 5 books that they read and record on our website, they get to choose from our treasure chest, and I brought some of our
let's
prizes
see
to
some of
show
those.
you. We have this, it's called a double wing flyer, and I'm not going to throw it right now because I cannot predict what will happen if I do.
Okay.
But it's pretty exciting. We also have these cups, which you can bring to the beach, or the kids kind of like that. We have these snakes. which kind of move on their own, and they're sort of creepy, and you can paint them too, so that kind of encourages creativity and expression. And all of our prizes and programs this year go with the theme Dig into Reading. That's the theme for summer reading. So we've got a lot of stuff about underground animals, archaeology, ancient Egypt, rocks and minerals.
Really?
Yeah, so we're trying to play off that theme.
So do you go on any digs or anything like that?
We are having one program with the Curious Kids Museum out of St. Joseph. They're bringing a whole dinosaur dig experience for the kids where they can participate in digging up fossils and learning about dinosaurs and things like that.
Neat.
So that's one of them. That's part of our program at the main library. We host programs called Pack-a-Sacks on Monday afternoons at 11 a.m. Families can come and bring a lunch, bring the family, set out a blanket. We do these programs outside on our lawn, which we've had really good luck with. Usually only once a year we'll get rained out, but usually we're outside on the lawn. And families can eat their lunch and sit together while they watch a special program that we're presenting.
And what, in the past, what have some of those programs been?
Oh, we have all kinds of things. The really popular ones are when they bring animals. We've had Amazon John come and bring his wild animals. We've had Potawatomi Zoo come. This year, Curious Kids is bringing rocks and minerals. They're also bringing an ancient Egypt program that the children can participate in. And we're having Kip Walton from the Dunes National Lakeshore coming, and he will be bringing a surprise animal.
And
I
this
cannot
is
reveal
every Monday?
Yes.
Every Monday at 11 a.m.
Uh-huh.
at the library. Sit on the lawn.
Right. Starting in June.
Can I come?
Right.
Of course.
That's
It sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those programs are at the main library, but all the library locations, including the mobile library, have programs also. I can't say that the programs are on any certain day. It varies depending on, Amazon John is coming. He's going to be at Rolling Prairie. He's going to be at
Spring.
Hannah.
Okay, so
Hannah as well,
people
so
just go to your website?
go to the website
Okay.
and you can see all the programs there.
We have a
so.
great listing and menu, so if you're planning, you need a lot of stuff to take the kids to over the summer, we've got a great list, and you can go to any and all of the library locations. We encourage people to go to more than one, because there's a lot of fabulous
A lot of
programs.
fabulous programs.
That's great. I really appreciate you being here this morning. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to learn something about how to put together your own wedding. How about that? But I need to see that alligator there. How does that work?
Well, would you like me to blow it up? It's a balloon.
Let's see the frog. I told her.
Okay, the
you
frog,
got
okay.
to blow up the frog so
Okay,
everybody
all
can
right.
see.
And this is
Have the breath capacity for it, but we've got elephants and snakes and turtles.
this is a prize that I.
This is a prize that a kid
Okay.
could choose. There's also dinosaur grabbers. So
Oh,
you could
yeah.
pinch your sister if you want to, or pick things up.
We don't endorse sibling rivalry, but we'll
outside of the library, maybe.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Hi, welcome back. We had to send Elizabeth out to drive the mobile library around, so watch out your window because you'll be seeing it. But we do have Deborah McLeish with us now, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what she does at the library, and we're also going to talk about the reading program, the summer reading program again. So let's start with summer reading, because we didn't finish with that. We just talked about the
There's a lot
children's
to
book.
cover. We've got a lot planned this summer. For teens, now this is rising 6th graders through 12th graders. They're able to participate the same way as the kids, in that for every 5 books that they read, they would get a prize as well. Their prizes are books. That was something chosen by our teen advisory board. We also have large candy bars to offer them, and drawstring backpacks, which is something we've seen around the schools quite a bit, so we thought they'd enjoy that as well. So for every 5 books, they can choose one of those prizes, up to 20 books, and then once they've reached 20 books, every 5 books after that they read is an entry for the grand prize, which is a tablet called a Nexus 7.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got a couple of those to give away, so we think that competition will be pretty fierce for those, and it'll encourage a lot of reading. They're also able to enter for the Nexus 7 just by coming to programs. That's an extra entry for a grand prize without reading books, just by attending. We have Teen Tech Tuesdays and Thursdays that we're offering. Tuesdays, we have one in June and one in July. They can come and learn how to build a computer. We're having a workshop where we'll have all of the pieces, and professionals from our IT department will actually walk them